In our early days of cruising, one of the things we looked forward to was just completely disconnecting. No text, no email, no internet, period. It was a great escape. Sadly, these days we are much more reliant on connected services. Like it or not, shipboard connectivity is becoming a necessity for us. Recently, we've been purchasing internet packages from the cruise line as add-ons or as part of the fare. We've found that while the ship's Wi-Fi can usually get the job done, it can often be an exercise in patience, if not utter frustration. The problem, of course, is speed. At sea, the ships do not have the benefit of land-based cellular antennas and must rely on slower satellite connections. In many cases, it's so slow that most people won't get a good connection until the ship is close to land. And of course, as soon as the connection improves, the sheer mass of passengers connecting brings things to a crawl again. For our recent trip to Europe, Mr. Cruise Tips TV wanted to try something different. He had looked into mobile hotspots before, but since most of these depend on land-based cellular antennas, it seemed we would just be in the same situation. Or would we? He theorized we might be able to at least eliminate the problem that occurs in port when everyone floods the network. We shopped around, read a few reviews, and we decided we would test a mobile hotspot. We chose the GlocalMe G3 4G LTE mobile hotspot. This little guy right here. By the way, it's sometimes called a MiFi device. And here's a spoiler for you. We love this thing, but before you rush out and buy one of these, it's important to know what this will and will not do. It's key to understand it won't get you screaming fast connections at sea. In fact, you're not likely to get a connection at all at sea. But that's not why we bought this. As we alluded to earlier, we bought it with the idea that we'd be able to connect in or near port and beat the slow speeds when the ship's Wi-Fi is flooded. And to our amazement, it did just that, shockingly well. When compared to the ship's Wi-Fi, here's what we noticed. Number one, in every instance, the GlocalMe obtained a cellular connection long before the ship as we approached ports. Number two, the speeds were amazingly fast on the GlocalMe, while the ship's Wi-Fi speeds were conversely, well, to be kind, not so good. But the goodness for the GlocalMe doesn't end there. My hubby popped this thing in his backpack and tested it all around port in Europe and out and about on our excursions. The speeds were phenomenal. In fact, they were so good, we considered doing a live stream at a small cafe in Malta. Hubby was like a walking hotspot. I gotta say, it was kind of liberating having that connection. Okay, so this little guy worked great for us, but here are a few more things to consider. First, understand this is reliant on the available cellular network in the area you use it. What that means is if there's a poor cellular connection in your area, you're not going to get a good connection. For example, there are very few cellular antennas where we live, so just like our phones, the connection with the GlocalMe is sometimes spotty. We had great luck all around Europe, but not so much in some areas in our hometown. With that said, as long as you understand the limitations, we think it's a phenomenal product. Now let's talk about the costs. The initial investment is not horrible. A hubby picked it up on sale at Amazon for around $150. Normally it runs about $165. Right now, mid-August 2019, Amazon does have a $10 discount coupon. Of course, you'll need to pay for cellular service though as well. The device has a SIM card slot, so one way to use it is to purchase a SIM card with a data package from your destination country. For smart shoppers that don't mind doing a little legwork, this is probably the less expensive way. Another option is to purchase data packages directly from GlocalMe. They have many different packages, from day passes and single location packages to global year-long packages. For convenience sake, we bought a package from GlocalMe. The 12 gig that was valid for 365 days, and it cost us about $90. On the surface, that may seem like a lot, but when we started comparing to some of the ship offerings and taking into consideration the speed and availability, it seemed like a pretty good value for us. For us, that is. it may not be for you. There are a lot of things to consider. For example, if you're only taking a phone, you may find a better value buying an international data package just for your phone. We had multiple devices and knew where and how we'd be using the GlocalMe. It really couldn't have worked better for us. If this sounds like something that might be useful for you, then check out the link in the description below. Read the reviews and know what you're getting. Oh, one last thing. In order to conserve our data, we shut the device off when not actively using a connection. You probably don't want to just leave it on. There may be things running on your device that will slowly drain your data. Okay, I think we're done here. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the GlocalMe and other mobile hotspots in the comments below. Until next time, get in gear and get cruising.